Hi, this is Ghost, and welcome back. And it may be a bit of a surprise to you not seeing Call of Duty World War II. I know I said I have got the game and I will be playing it, but I haven't actually turned it on my PlayStation yet since the game has been released to the general populace, so I haven't actually got any game time on it. And I do want to make sure that I play the game fully and get a good sort of experience of what the whole game's going to be like, rather than just playing a couple games and going, you know what, it seems alright. I want to make sure that I have a full understanding of the game and I want to have a good time I want to play through the zombies. Although it may be a little contrary to what I've done in the past, I'm really much more excited about playing the zombies than I am playing the multiplayer. Even if the multiplayer is pretty average, if the zombies is good, I'm going to love this game. But anyway, I will get onto that in the future. Today's video is going to be a continuation on from the last operator suggestion video. I did say that you guys had left more suggestions than I could actually get through in one video. So this video is going to be the summation of the other couple of ideas that were left on that video. So without any further ado, let's start out with Cold Killer. Cold Killer has given me two suggestions. The first one I will go through in full. The second one I kind of already covered in a previous video. Another person suggested an operator that sort of buffed every other operator in the lobby, giving them sort of the ability to have more gadgets to be deployed. Your second idea is very similar to this, and I think it would suffer from very similar issues of why would you want to pick this operator over having an operator with a separate gadget? If you're picking this operator, you're passing up having sort of a mute or a Jaeger or a bandit, and you're not going to be able to stop people going through walls or dealing with grenades. So for that reason alone, I just don't think those operating ideas are particularly effective. You may disagree with me as a group, but that is my personal opinion on it. Now, moving on to the actual operator idea that I genuinely think is quite unique and I really do like. I've never seen anything quite like this before, and I think it'd be really cool to see it being implemented in the game. Now, this operator is going to be a 2 or a 3 speed operator, so fortunately he won't deal from the same issue that the original version of Capcan had and couldn't move around the map particularly effectively to deploy all of his gadgets. So he's going to be able to move around quite quickly. His character's name is going to be called Blockage or Barrier, or Barry for short. I quite like that. I feel this would probably end up giving you some Archer memes throughout the running of using this operator. If you do really well, it'd be sort of, God damn it, Barry, this is why we can't have nice things. But anyway, the idea of this operator is that he has barricades that you can put down. This doesn't sound particularly special, but you can put them down in hallways, transforming the sort of style of a map. So normally you'd be able to go down any hallway you want, but with this operator, he's able to put down a selection of barriers in hallways, forcing the attacking team to go a different route. Now, I'm assuming these wouldn't just be wooden barriers because they would just be really easy to destroy, although you do say you have 5 of them, so maybe if you put all 5 of them down one hallway, it would take the attacking team a long time to get down that hallway. But I think they'd probably be more effective to have a few less and be on the sort of similar end of like a castle barricade, so you'd have to use a breaching charge to be able to get through them. You couldn't just melee your way through it, or if you did, you'd have to melee it a lot to get through it. I think this is quite a cool idea, as I said, because it would change the way the map's played. Yes, we do have a large amount of maps that are in the game, but after a while, you kind of know all these maps. I mean, I've just moved over to playing on the PC, as I said in my last video, and although my aim is pretty bad and my ability to know where all the keys are, and I occasionally press the wrong buttons and I'll be throwing a C4 instead of lying on the ground, or drop shotting. I don't drop shot, but crouching or leaning or something, I'll be pressing a grenade or something. So even with that, although I know my controls are quite bad, my knowledge of the game is quite high, so I'm still able to do quite well. If you're able to put operators like this in, and it forces you to play in a whole different way, and you can't go down a specific hallway towards an objective, I think it could be great, even if it would just be to the extent of slowing a team up so much that they run out of time. I think it'd be quite a unique idea, and I really like this. I don't know what you guys think of it. Would you like to see something like this in the game? If you could let me know in the comment section below, that would be frigging awesome. Anyway, moving swiftly on to Warsaw's attacking operator. He originates from Italy and is called Swift. Now, Warsaw has given us a very in-depth description, including a background, his weapons, his secondaries, his abilities, his gadgets, pros, cons, and a conclusion. I'm going to do a bit more of a brief overview of it because I don't have all the time in the world and I want to keep this video mildly condensed. If you want to read in full, I'd highly recommend dropping over to the last video and reading through Warsaw's full description because it is quite cool. In summary, this guy is a bit of a badass. In most people's case, when they were completing the training courses, they did it in about 7 minutes. I think it was the fastest time, other than this guy, was 7 minutes to complete the course. This guy managed to do it in 5 minutes, and he didn't even use a gun. He did it with a knife. So you know this guy's pretty quick. Now, although he has preference to using knives instead of weapons, he does still have access to primary weapons. His primary weapons are a Beretta AR-70 and an M1 Garand. Now, I love the idea of having an M1 Garand put into this game. Even if the weapon's terrible, I'm sure people would just pick it up purely for that iconic reload noise, and I love it. Every time I pick up a Garand, it's not because it's a good gun, it's because I love that sound. I didn't really enjoy it very much in the World War II beta, but I still use that weapon purely for that iconic sound of that ding as you reload, you reach the end of the clip and have to reload. I love the weapon. I'd love to see something like the Grand put in. Maybe the Grand might be a little bit underpowered, but I still like the idea of having something like that. But as this guy is primarily designed around having throwing knives, maybe you wouldn't really be using his primary that much. The Grand would be able to carry him through. Maybe it's got some sort of railing system on it as well, and you could make it sort of look a bit more modern. I think it'd be really cool to have something like that in the game. As a complement to his primary weapons, he has a Beretta sidearm, and he has the ability to use 2 different types of specialist grenades, a flashbang and a smoke grenade, meaning that he's going to be able to use his ludicrous speed and throwing knives more effectively if no one can really see him or work out where he is on the map. Now, as for this fellow's gadget, if you hadn't guessed, it's throwing knives. He has 2 of them, and he has a variance of different speeds that you can throw them at. And when they are fully charged, they are able to penetrate through a Tachanka and a castle barricade. I don't know whether they can do it at the same time. If they would, you might end up having some very angry Tachankas on the enemy team. If you can throw a knife through 2 barricades and still kill the guy, would be quite amusing. Now, on the 3 different power levels, if you throw it quickly, just like a quick throw, it will do 30 to 50 damage, a medium throw will do 50 to 70, and a high will do 70 to 90. If you throw it on a medium or high power rate, it will instantly down the enemy. However, it does give the negative of if you miss your target, it gives a big red arrow in the direction that you've thrown it from. So you can't be super stealthy. Well, you can be if you're really superly accurate with it. Now, I do really like this idea. I think it's really novel. However, I think it needs a couple of tweaks. Primarily is the knife itself. I think there should only be a quick throw and a charge throw. The quick throw is able to down someone, and the charge throw would instantly kill someone. As it currently sits on the attacking team, you don't really need any reason to down someone. So you'd have to add in a new sort of ability. Maybe that if you throw your knife at someone, you could then interrogate them and you get an instant ping just for like 1 second where all the defensive operators are, so you could see if anyone's flanking you or something. Maybe it was only just for you as well, so your whole team doesn't get it, because I think if it was the same way as Cav, it would be a bit too strong. You know, that's just my thoughts on it as well. You've also got to bear in mind that if you're using a throwing knife, the knives are going to be throwing a lot slower than a bullet is, so you're at a disadvantage using this. So you've got to get something out of it. I don't know what you guys think, but I quite like the idea of having something like that. I don't know whether it might be a bit too strong having something as quite as powerful as that, but if you guys could let me know in the comment section below, that would be awesome. If you have any other operator ideas, if you could drop them in the comment section below as well, and I will cover them in an upcoming video. I must say thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you on the next video. Goodbye for now. Bye.